It's interesting, Matt, that Coach Day talked about the Wildcats' defense.
Yes.
And they're in the top 30
They are.
nationally.
They're very good defensively.
And then he mentioned that they held Wisconsin to under 300 yards. Is that
correct? Right? They are very good defensively. They are. He mentioned also Patty Fisher, who is he's a preseason All-American linebacker. I mean, he's going to play in the NFL. They got guys on defense.
Yeah.
They just can't score.
Yeah.
They cannot score. They are averaging right now per game 14.4 points per game. By contrast, Ohio State is averaging 22.3 points in the second quarter this year. So, and if you look at them also even more closely, 30 of their points this year, they scored 30 points in their only win over UNLV, who has the 99th ranked defense in the country. If you take that game away, in their other four games, they're averaging 10 points a game. So they can compete defensively. They're going to make Ohio State work for it. They just can't score.
I got you. Bill Conley joins us on the live line. Those are pretty good numbers if you're a part of Buckeye Nation, Bill. I mean, we score more points in the second quarter than Northwestern averages for the entire game.
Exactly right. I mean, we are an offensive explosion machine. And I'll tell you what, the offensive line is just doing a great job, Joel. And you put together with a great defense and special teams, we're just a complete football team right now.
So right now, I mean, you've been on the sideline. You've seen this happen. You know, big games coming in a couple of weeks, but we got to take care of business this week. Bill, how do you do that? How do you convince the kids that they really got to focus on this game and not worry about Wisconsin in a week and a half?
Well, first of all, I tell them, put on their hard hats. This is a blue-collar game.
Yeah.
I said, you got to work at it. And you practices, you make them physical, you make them concentrate on what they've got to do to be successful, and don't ever take them lightly. I would take highlight clips of Northwestern not only this year but in the past and put them up there because we've had some situations in the past where we haven't played great at Northwestern. We play much better here in Columbus.
Yeah, and you only have to go back 10 months when you were playing this team, Bill, in the Big Ten championship game. What's happened to them, I don't know. But so that's still fresh in your mind. And the other thing is, I thought it was interesting, Bill, yesterday Ryan Day mentioned that, hey, we had a bye weekend, but we all watched Georgia, who was, Ryan Day didn't say this, but they were a 23-point favorite over South Carolina, and they lose. And all of a sudden they're in trouble. So it's interesting, though, Billy said that they point that stuff out to the players just as that little reminder that you better not sleep on anyone.
Yeah, and you take a look. Let's take, for example, Matt, Miami of Ohio. They came in here and kind of punched us in the mouth early. And then they realized they were in a heavyweight fight, and that was pretty soon over. But the point is, you're going to get their best punch. You absolutely going to get their best punch. But can that team at Northwestern play for four quarters against this Buckeye team? No, will not happen. We're just too good defensively and we're too deep. I don't know how in the world they plan on putting up a lot of points unless they control the complete tempo of the game and we make some really bad plays and turn the ball over in our territory. Yeah,
well, maybe score a defensive touchdown or two, but other than that, I don't see how they're going to do it. Interesting, too, Bill, that Pat Fitzgerald, head coach at Northwestern, said that they were recruiting Justin Fields out of high school before he chose Georgia, and he said, yeah, and then you guys screwed it up by putting too many stars on him because he was actually interested in Northwestern, but he complimented him, said he's a great kid and everything. So funny how things, those star rankings, which you're well familiar with when you were doing recruiting, kind of hurt Pat Fitzgerald in that case.
Well, I want to tell you, Pat's patting himself on the back because there was 1,000 schools recruiting that guy.
Yeah.
But, Justin Fields didn't need any special ranking. He was a player and from high school and a great career, one of the best quarterbacks ever to come out of the high school ranks. So, obviously we were fortunate to end up with him. But Pat Fitzgerald is a good guy, he's a good coach, but he might exaggerate just a little bit on that one.
There's nothing wrong with that in the world of politics or sports. A little exaggeration goes a long way. Bill, great stuff. We'll listen for more as we roll through the week. Our Bill Conley, our Matt McCoy, talking Buckeyes on News Radio 610 WTVN.